from 90s Focus, and I'm here to open a Pandora's box called Disney and have a little glimpse of it. But what shall we actually begin with? I mean, Disney has such a wide range. If I give a thought to it, we can begin with one of the best cartoons of the 90s. Check out if you remember.
Picking up the slack, there's no case too big, no case too small. When you need help, just call Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. Chip and Dale when there's danger.
I bet you remember this. You know, this used to be my morning alarm during the Good Morning Disney days. Childhood. And all thanks to Mr. Stones and Mr. Zaslav. Who Mr. Stones and Zaslav? Well, in the late 1980s, Tad Stone and Alan Zaslav sketched this show called Rescue Rangers. It began airing from 1989 and the final episode was telecasted sometime in 1990 with definitely just like any other popular show as they have the later reruns. In India, it began airing in 1995 with Disney R. When Tad Stone first had this concept of Rescue Rangers, Chip and Dale were not a part of it. In the original script, the main character was a mouse with the characteristics of Indiana Jones. His name was Kid Colby. He wore a fedora and a jacket with fluffy collars. Among the other members, there was a chameleon who was a pre-sketch for one of the characters called Gadget. And there was a pre-sketch for another character called Monty, but it had a different name. When Stones for the first time suggested this idea and discussed it with the other Disney guys like Michael Eisner and Jeffrey Katzenberg, everything got well accepted, except for the character of Kit. And it is at this point that Eisner decided upon and suggested the Chipmunk duo. So for the first time, the Chipmunk brothers, who first appeared under the Disney brand in a 1943 cartoon, were provided clothes and voices to speak. Now the Rescue Ranger consisted of Chip, Dale, Monty, Gadget and Zippo. These five together formed a group of crime fighters. Now, what type of crimes do they fight? The crimes which are considered to be too petty for the police department's consideration. So they fought with this kind of small-sized crimes actually. Among these characters, Chip was based on Indiana Jones. He wore a hat and a jacket, and he has been shown to swing from one place to another with the help of a rope or a lasso. His brother, Dale, clad in red and yellow Hawaiian shirt, he was an inspiration from the character Thomas Magnum from Magnum P.I. He is the lazier of the two brothers and is a total candy addict. And he has been shown various times to have chocolate attacks. And when I speak of chocolate attacks, I remember another attack actually, that got more fame than the chocolate attack. The cheese attack. And that's Monty or Monty Jack for you. A big fat Australian mouse with a thick red moustache. Monty was a real-time traveler. He traveled around the world before he met Chip and Dale. When one of the most frequent antagonists, Fat Cat, he destroyed Monty's house, it is at that time that Monty decided to join the Rescue Ranger team. Monty has a surrogate daughter. She is actually the only child of a deceased close friend of Monty's called Gigo Hackrange. That's Gadget, the cute female pink mouse. She is the only female member of Rescue Ranger. She is their pilot, she is their techie, she is the inventor, and she is the mechanic. Now, Gadget is inspired from another character called Jordan from a 1985 movie called Real Genius. She met with Chip and Dale for the first time when the brothers were brought at the Hackrens by Monty to buy an airplane. And she was the instant crush for both the brothers. Monty has another associate, his sidekick, Zippo, a mini pocket-sized fly with the heart of a lion. The show has their own gang of bad guys. Fat Cat, a tubby cat with a obese body and grey color, and with his 4 henchmen, Rat, Mole, Mems and Snout. Fat Cat hates dogs. Fat Cat's owner, Aldrin Clordon. He is the crime lord of the city. His once upon a time assistant, Professor Norton Numnull. He is an eccentric scientist, and I think he lacks some kind of, logic. Because as I remember, in one of the episodes, it was shown that he held hostage all the cats around the city. Why? Just to produce a huge amount of static electricity. Weirdly scary. Rat Capone. This is a parody of a real-life mafia called Al Capone. And Rat Capone has been shown to be the smuggler of cheese and gold in the city. In one of the episodes, we came across an old flame of Monty's. Her name was Desiree. She came out to be the leader of a notorious gang. I wonder why the character was never explored again. On the other hand, we have the police department. The mentionable characters being Sergeant Spinelli. He is chief of one of the departments, and he eats a lot and loves cheese. He has 2 patrol cops, Malden and Kirby. This show, according to me, is a mixture of the classic Disney cuteness and an adventure story, and any adventure story rather. Those old gadgets made out of things that were no more into use. This gadget thing, I guess, is a replica of those gadgets from James Bond series. The chase scenes, the pistol scenes, the actions, and then the camouflages to dodge the bad guys. The exact essence and excitement of real adventure and detective story, well blended together. But this time, the mix was for the kids. And then, on the other hand, we have the Disney elements, like those cute sibling-like fights between Chip and Dale, and then the characters, like, you remember Flash the Dog? He had a get-up like Superman. And then there was Fluffy the kitten. All this was so much appealing to the little forms of us. I'm sure if you rewatch those episodes, you're gonna find that appeal the same. Why I know? Because I myself watch this episodes of this series whenever I get some time. This show had such an immense fame. It achieved such an immense fame that the characters of this show, the central characters, the Rescue Ranger team members, they had mentions in other shows as a promotional strategy. Like I remember in one of the episodes of Disney's series called Bonkers. Bonkers is the central character of that series. Bonkers mentions a Rescue Ranger. He probably said that he worked with them or something like that. Then there was another series called Darkwing Duck, if you remember. I'm sure that you remember. In Darkwing Duck, in one of the episodes, it's mentioned that the Rescue Rangers exist in some parallel universe. These all were, the elements that suggested what actual fame, what immense fame this series had. This show also latently taught us many things. Like, we learn making different things in the art shows now. Gadget originally taught this thing to us, She actually taught this thing to us that you can actually make stuffs out of things that no more is used to some other person. The spirit of teamwork. This characteristics that you should fight the wrong with a brave heart. And that size really doesn't matter. As the song says, no case too big, no case too small. Every tiniest element has its importance. The fame, the success of this series has been immense. And so is the amount of happiness and memory associated with this show. I hope I could take you along a nostalgic journey through this video. I hope that you like this video. Oh, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to keep in touch with us. Till then, bye bye.